We've got rapture. We have veneration of relics. Jones talked about out-of-body experiences and ghosts and memory. Let's talk about the religious dimension and the spiritual dimension of art and your art in the way that you've mentioned it. Joan, you can start first with that difficult terrain.
Thank you. I don't really think about religion in relation to my art, so I'd like to not. That's a word that is loaded, but I definitely think of the word spiritual, and the spiritual, for instance, in nature. A lot of my work takes place in landscape, in nature, and I think that for me, my work is about how I relate to that spiritual aspect of nature. Although I don't say that in the work, and I don't approach it directly, I think that art itself is our spiritual practice. I'd say all of us who are artists, different ways. It could be in very intellectual, conceptual practice, or it could be like any of us sitting here. It's a spiritual practice.
I think that in my case, religion and spirituality in relationship to sound and music have been very, very close. But what I'm more interested now is perhaps the spiritual factor, or what is happening in the body. You know, what is actually going on when we hear these sounds and these tones. And I think that spiritual practice, religious practice for thousands of years has been exploring this as a very powerful tool of offering, but also of manipulation. And it's not surprising that it's been deemed as a space that should be controlled or monitored a great deal. And what I think is even more interesting now is that we are, with the advancements in technology, especially coming from neuroscience, we are experiencing a new sort of melange of spirituality and science that I find very similar to what was happening in the late 18th century during the period of Enlightenment, when science itself was trying to emerge as an autonomous discipline, but being very much guided by the superstitions of the day.
Paola Gentile Bellino's piece from the Accademia, The Miracle of the Relic of the True Cross, if it's not the starting point for the piece, is that a distraction, or was that the starting point for this particular installation in the Swiss Pavilion in Venice?
That was at that time one of the big popular events. Many people come to find healing or relief, and it already had worked many wonders. That was just one of the aspects how I would refer to the location somehow, and to this idea of that in our days would be much more that of what is a placebo and what do we believe in now.